Hey guys, how are you? Hope you're all doing very well. This afternoon I'm going to be doing a review of a horror film from the United States, English language, released in the year 2015, directed by Devin Downes and Kenny Gage, and this movie is called Anarchy Parlor. So, story at Anarchy Parlor, you've got a group of American tourists, you've also got a few English tourists in there as well. They are travelling through Lithuania in Europe, and they're doing all the party scene, doing everything that young backpackers will do. And then one of them decides that she wants a tattoo. So she goes along with one of the friends and they go to find a tattoo artist, and they come across a tattoo artist who is a very strange man. He starts to tell this main character about, tattoos are supposed to be meaningful, that too many people just want silly tattoos that don't mean anything, and that really, gets him a little bit agitated. So when he starts to talk to this main character, she starts to say what she wants, the meaning of her tattoo, and he's very impressed by this. But it turns out that this tattoo artist has a lot more of a sinister intention for this girl, and it has something to do with tattoo art, and also that of torture and dismemberment. So all of a sudden the friends go missing, and then the rest of the friends have to try and track them down through some very unknown territory. So whether or not they can find their friends is something you're going to have to find out for yourself, because that's as far as I'm going with my synopsis. Now my thoughts on Anarchy Parlor. This is yet another film about phobias of Eastern Europe. Lithuania, you've got countries like Russia, Ukraine, all those countries that America like to depict as bad guys, and that walk through the streets, you're going to be mugged, you're going to come across street kids who are really bad. And it does get a little bit annoying, because ever since Eli Roth did that in Hostel, that was the first movie that really set the trend, and it actually feels like, America doesn't get along with Russia and, the countries around there, and it feels like it's just an opportunity to paint them as evil. And, for Hostel it worked. I like the way Hostel was. But then it starts to get a little bit tiresome. You start to believe that when you start watching Anarchy Parlor, you start thinking, I kind of saw this all in Hostel, when they're going through the streets, the bubblegum gang in Hostel, you've got that sort of gang in this film, and it feels like it's deja vu. It feels like you've been here before. I will say that the countryside and the way that they shot Lithuania, this is actually shot on in Lithuania, really. So you get the beautiful buildings, you get that strong European sense, but then, as I said, you can't help but feel that this is not a homage, but it has been heavily influenced by films like Hostel. So if you're sick of those types of movies, this movie isn't going to really prove anything new. The way that the movie is, the formula that the movie takes, is very reminiscent of that film, as I just mentioned. I thought Robert Lasato, who plays the bad guy, the Lithuanian, now Robert Lasato is an American actor, and he's absolutely fantastic. He's got a very distinct appearance. He's got tattoos all over him. He played the bad guy in a movie called Junkie, which I really, really liked. So I think he's a really good actor, and he was definitely the best part of this film. I thought he played the villain very, very well. He's a very twisted individual, and some of the stuff he does was truly horrifying. Then you've got the supporting cast. You've got Uva, sorry. Uva was his apprentice, who is this very good-looking woman, covered in tattoos once again. I thought she was a psychotic sort of individual. Her acting wasn't great, but she was beautiful to look at, and I thought she was a good villain. She was a good sidekick to Robert Lasato's character. But then the problem is with the acting is the young backpackers. I thought they were very stereotypical in this type of movie. They were very arrogant. It feels like, we're better than you. You've seen it all before, so you don't really gauge any sort of connection with them. You don't get any sympathy for them, so when the bad things happen, you don't really care. I thought the acting from especially one of the British ladies was absolutely deplorable. Some of the dialogue was utterly cringeworthy. I thought the script really needed to, it was very scruffy, it needed a polish up. And a lot of people will criticise characters in movies for taking stupid decisions, doing stupid things that defy belief. And if you're that type of person who can't stand movies that have stupid characters, then Anarchy Parlor is definitely not for you, because they do take some really stupid decision making. But I could put that aside, because what I wanted to see the film for from the trailer was the gore. I was in the mood for a little bit of a gory fun, and I will say that the gore is delivered very well in this movie. It is, for the most part, practical effects, and I will say that it's extremely brutal. I was actually taken back a bit by how brutal this film was. There were some scenes of torture that really hit me hard, but I couldn't help but get distracted by the silly dialogue, the silly acting from the young cast. But I will say Robert Lasato's character is great. I thought he was very mysterious. You wanted to know more about him. There's a twist right at the end that was absolutely ridiculous. It was garbage. You've seen it done so many times before. It actually felt like it was a cop-out. It didn't really it didn't stay in the realms of reality. It felt like it was just there to be a twist for the sake of being a twist, and it just adds nothing to the film. So overall, this movie, it is beautiful to look at. The cinematography is very well done. It's got a very techno soundtrack, so there's a lot of party scenes, rave scenes. So if that's your type of thing, then maybe you like the soundtrack. For me, I thought it got a little bit repetitive. But overall, very good gore effects, but that can't distract you from the fact that it is quite a weak film as far as storyline, as far as characters and script is concerned, and for that I can only give this film 1.5 stars. Alright guys, that's my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you later.